Everybody, hey, guess what? The Bad Pennies are back.
We're here.
I'm Sho, and this is my friend Alan.
Yep.
So today we're going to talk about finishing what you started, completions.
Yeah.
Everything, right?
Yeah. Things along that follow through.
Yeah.
And the place that has for us as men, and how that kind of fits into a value system, a masculine value system that men have created literally over tens of thousands of years.
Okay.
All right. So nothing. There's hardly anything new, right? Anytime we think we're actually being totally creative, somebody's probably done it before, So there's very, very little innovation. It doesn't mean there isn't any. It's just very little, and especially when it comes to human behavior. Okay, it's all been done. It's all been thought of. It's all been done, and in some instances it's been forgotten. But this stuff's been around for a really long time, but it's also easy these days to forget. We forget. We've forgotten this incredible long legacy of masculine perspective and a masculine value system, and it's a big part of what I teach a lot these days. We do a lot of work around this. So let's start with follow through. Follow through. So when we've talked a lot about commitment and what that the place that has in our life, and that when you commit to something, you do it.
Yeah, you don't quit.
You never quit. There's no quitting in commitment.
Right.
There's just no quitting. Even if you don't like something, there was a time where a man would rather pretty much take off his arm than quit. It was that valuable. A man's word was that valuable. So once, the whole sense of honor thing, which again we're losing these days. Honor goes out the window. I mean, just for comfort, for ideology, for power, or whatever it is that you think that you want, rather than what men have done traditionally is then they receive a system of values that are passed on to them. Sometimes father to son, but more like elders to the younger generation. The whole village, the men in the village passed on their value system and their legacy to the children, to the boys growing up, and the boys would take on the value system, and so I've always passed on. And it doesn't mean there haven't been dishonorable men with it throughout history. Of course, there always has been. But we're just talking more in general terms here. Okay, and that we've been passed on. And is it in our brains or in our DNA? There's a lot of there are a lot of books written about that, and I'm not an expert in that area, but it's there, and a sense of honor does seem to prevail for men. And the way that we approach ourselves to that sense of honor is either we listen to it or we don't. Really, I mean, it's like we either make that important, we listen to that sense of honor, and when that comes up for us, there are decisions that have to be made about how you're going to conduct yourself, right? Because we have to make decisions. Now, these days, we make a lot of this stuff alone, because we have lost for the most part, we've lost our community of men, the village of men that we used to grow up in. Even in towns or small towns, there seemed to be the collective of men, and they all knew each other, and so that there was all of this legacy that got passed on in terms of learning and knowledge.
Yeah.
All right. So when you gave your word, you kept it. You just kept it, and whether you liked it or not. I mean, if you made a bad decision, that was not that does not hold enough value to not keep your word.
Okay.
All right. Now you may have to, in some instances, see if it's possible to renegotiate in certain situations, right?
Right.
Especially when you realize that something is going to go really awry. But with that, all things being equal, you have to look at the situation and say, okay, I gave my word. Now, what's it going to take for me to follow through with that? What's it going to take for me to complete this whatever it is I said that I've committed to?
Yeah.
Right now,
when I think of follow through, I think about like how, like swinging a baseball bat or swinging a golf club. We always talk about follow through the swing. Right?
Yeah, all the way.
You don't halfway do it. You give all the power all the way to the end of it.
Yeah, the power. If you're not, it's same thing like even in bowling or in baseball, the pitcher or throwing the ball. There's something about the process of the follow through that that gives all the power to it.
Yeah, exactly. And like how you aim past where your actual target is.
Exactly.
In order to actually hit the target, you got to aim past the target.
And great. And again, all of that is an amazing set of physical world metaphors for who we really. I hate to use the word should, but who we certainly can be at our best. Mm-hmm. All right. So you got to sit down with yourself.
Okay.
And you got to make some decisions about who you are as a man and what your values are. That value system that either was passed on to you or it's one you've got to sit and create. You got to think about what it is that is really valuable that you will stand up for. That it's kind of like that line in the sand that you just won't cross, no matter what. Because if you did, you wouldn't be the man you are. You couldn't be, in integrity with yourself. And I think that's something, maybe we can do a whole thing on integrity. In fact, maybe we have. I don't know. Do you remember?
I'm pretty sure we've done.
We might have. I'm certain we've probably skirted around it anyway. But in terms of follow through and completing something, again, by doing it, all the power, all the value, all the benefit comes out of the process.
Yeah.
But through with the follow through.
Okay.
So let's talk a little bit about where it gets really tough to follow through.
Where's that?
The last 10%.
The last 10%.
Yeah,
I get it.
Okay. The first. We used to like years ago when I was really getting into this kind of work, right?
Yeah.
We would rate people in terms of how or what percentage of follow through or completion that these people you could count on, right? So we had the 50%ers, or we had the 10%ers, right? The ones that just got started and then that was it. They petered out immediately, right?
Yeah.
Then you had the 50%ers that went like half the distance, but couldn't count on them past halfway. All right, and I'm sure you all know people like that.
Quite a few, yeah.
Oh yeah. And since we're talking about men in this podcast, so men that, and the thing is what does it say about you as a man if you quit 50%? I mean, we're gonna not even consider anyone that quits before 50.
Yeah.
So at least getting to 50%. It's like, what does that say about you if you quit at 50%, right? So then we got the 75%ers. All right, they do a pretty good job. I mean, they get like 3/4 of the way down the football field, but and maybe at 75%, you're at least within field goal range.
Okay, fair. Yeah.
Okay. All right. So I mean, these days when they can kick 61-yard field goals, then that's a whole nother story. But the truth is, like within that 75%, you're in sight of the goal, and then you quit.
It's still not honorable, though. I mean, that's still
It's still quitting.
Yeah.
It's still quitting, and like we said before, in terms of the whole overall context of commitment, there's no quitting.
Okay. No quitting in commitment.
No quitting. There's no quitting in baseball, or no crying in baseball, or no quitting in commitment. All right.
Okay.
Probably no committing.
But we're talking about that last 10%.
The final 10%. So then you've got, so now you're down. So you're at 90.
Yeah,
you're at
90.
90%.
Okay, so
all right.
90%.
You're on the 10-yard line.
Right.
All right. The reality of most of it is that that first 90% is the easy part.
Okay.
And it may have some bumps or whatever, but it's kind of a smooth line that gets up and until you get to that 90%, and then the curve goes like straight.
As far as resistance to
it's
completion?
like you're now at the steep part of the mountain, looking like straight up, because that last 10%, that final climb to the top of the mountain, is the tough one.
Okay.
All right. Well, again, we could think of it in terms of metaphors, right? Yeah. Again, like I just said, like the base of the mountain.
Right.
It's where, and I'm sure there's plenty of football fans out there. I happen to be one. So, or I mean, in all of the major sports, any major sport, think about the resistance that starts to come into play. In other words, you've beaten the team back. Well, and like I said, I like the football one because I like football a lot, right?
Let's go.
So you've pushed the team, your opposing team back, say even fairly easily. You've made some really good plays, and they've folded and whatever, and you've worked your way across the field, and you've gotten to the 10-yard line. So now you're really close to kicking their butt.
Right.
And what happens is, almost invariably, the team's efforts that you're playing against doubles, triples, quadruples their efforts.
They're trying to survive.
They're trying to survive. They're up against it. They got their backs against the wall. And now it's like it's all really on the line right there. And if you watch NFL football, they often talk about team stats as to the percentage of other teams being able to score in that goal to goal place, right?
Yeah.
And how resistant they are. But the thing is, you think about it, the other team got to that place. And then all of a sudden they get, I know that as a fan, when my team has got their back against it, I'm already screaming at them for allowing the other team to get to that 90% in the first place.
Okay.
But the thing is that all of a sudden they come alive and they start to push back at a level that they've not pushed back. Well, that metaphorically is how it works in life. That last 10% is where almost all of the effort is, and it's the whole game. The reality of it is the whole game is in the final 10%.
Okay.
The whole game. All right. The whole game of life is in the final 10%. The whole game in living a committed, honorable life is how you follow through in that final 10%. All right. Which means that most of your effort will be, even though that you may have done tons of stuff to get to the final 10%, once you get there, that's where it gets hard. And that's what we used to talk about, separating the men from the boys, right?
Yeah.
All right, because men know, a man knows that the value of that final 10%, and he's not only prepared but willing to do whatever it takes. And so when we say no quitting, we really mean it. I mean, these words often become, I call them bumper stickers. We cast them off all the time, and they don't mean anything. But the truth is that the whole concept that there's no quit, no possibility of quitting it. You just because it's like we were talking the other day about how men bring themselves to commitments, right? And we were talking about the difference between being very dedicated man and which is how the world is built, by the way. The world is built by dedicated men and women.
Okay.
And dedication is a great way of being in terms of your commitments, right? That you're dedicated, you've committed, and you're dedicated. You're going to follow through, do whatever it takes, get to the finish line, no matter what. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, there's another concept that we call ownership. We can do a whole podcast on ownership. Maybe we should at some point, because it's one of my personal favorite subjects.
Okay.
But the difference in that is that ownership takes out any backdoors that can creep in. The thing about backdoors is that they so easily creep in and interrupt the commitment process. They interrupt the follow through process. And so and look, we're all prone to backdoors. Think about it. Think about all the ways that when it started to get really, really hard, all of the reasons and excuses and justifications that came up as to why it's okay to quit.
Right.
Or
just not today, I'll get to
not today, tomorrow, to procrastinate, to back off your efforts.
Yeah.
Right? To let up some of the pressure.
Yeah.
Because it started to get hard. You just start telling yourself, this is too hard. I can't do it. So doubt starts to come in. All kinds of things start to happen in that place where we actually allow a back door to exist.
Mm-hmm.
So in order to get past that, all of that, we have to really decide, are we really going to own this or not? Are you really, whatever it is that you've committed to, are you gonna really own it? And in terms of that owning it, you will do whatever it takes. And that's why the whole game is in that final 10%. Right? Because the willingness, the desire, the commitment, the surrender, the actual full surrender to doing whatever it takes changes the game.
Okay.
It changes the nature of the game. It makes that final 10% the entire game, because all that power, because it is the follow through, right? If you take out that last 10%, it's like hitting the golf ball without the follow through.
Yeah.
Right?
It's gonna fizzle out.
It fizzles out. It's you can't hit the ball as the distance.
Yeah.
Right? So complete, you surrender, you own it, you go the distance, you double, triple, quadruple your efforts, you get beyond whatever resistance is pushing back, which is what you have to do. In fact, we often call it overcoming.
Okay.
Right?
Yeah.
Whatever's pushing back, you got to overcome.
Yeah. Okay.
Right? So you do all of that, and you get across the finish line. Okay, so it's like, for a brief moment, it's like, woohoo.
Mission complete.
Yeah, all right, we did it. All right, complete. And there's value in that. There's like, something happens energy-wise for a brief moment anyway, and there's a little celebration. Spike the ball, whatever it is,
Yeah.
even if you get a penalty, and then what?
Then you do it again.
Well, yeah, but see, here's the problem. What happens when you get there and there's nothing else to take on next, or you haven't already taken on something else that's kind of overlapping a little bit? What happens is there's a dip.
Yeah, but
there's there's a depression.
Right. So
all right. There's a depression.
It's better to complete one thing and then keep going to the next thing.
Well, yes. In fact, what I'm going to say is that when I do the leadership training, I talk about often what's next.
Okay.
That we should always be thinking about what's next, even before we've completed something. Because if you're not thinking about what's next before you complete something,
then you'll be stuck
Then
trying
you-
to think about it.
well, again, there's this natural depression after
Yeah.
the woohoo. I've
Yeah.
done it, I've completed, and then you sit down, and what happens is that it takes you out of the game.
Yeah.
Completely. And we've seen it in athletes, we've seen it in our in business, even in relationships. That the relationship goals that are achieved without having other goals and purposes that you have or that you're working on, that when you achieve it, there's this natural depression, there's this dip. And you got to be careful with it. And a smart man, a wise man, is aware of that, and so he prepares again for the moment where that happens. Because you want to win, right? Because really the completing something is a win.
Yeah.
It's a win, and you get the celebration, but only for a moment, because it's back in the game. Because you've already selected something else that you've begun that overlaps. It doesn't have to overlap a lot, but it has to overlap some. So, before you get to that big, intense 10% period, somewhere maybe in the, arguably the 70 to 80% range, right? You already want to be thinking about what's next.
Got it.
All right.
So don't lose your focus on the task at hand.
Right. Well, see, here's the beautiful thing about doing that. I'll give you because it's kind of an insider's view of it. All right.
Okay.
Starting something comes with its own inherent energy, and it again, it's kind of a spike.
Okay.
Unlike the last 10%, which is a battle up to the finish.
Okay.
Right. And we're all like almost all of your effort, the whole game is in that final 10%. The first 10% is easy once you've figured out what it is you're doing.
Yeah.
And that you've committed to it. The first 10% comes with a gift. It's kind of a gift from the universe.
Which is
a boost. It's an energy boost.
Okay.
All right.
Motivation.
Motivation, and it carries you. And it'll carry you up until and it will diminish. That initial like boost will fade away, and then what you have left is the work, right? So you got all the rest of that work to do. So you don't have to worry so much about the motivation and the energy. Starting something, already into what's next, while you're still in that 10% battle to finish something. So that way they overlap.
Gotcha.
By the way, this is worth probably $5,000 in leadership training. So send the money in. But yes, it's like to really understand this, and the best way to figure this out is to pay attention.
Okay.
Pay attention to your own life and how the energy model goes for you as you are following through with a commitment and completing, and what happens at the end of that, and also what it's like for you to start something and the energy that comes with it. Okay, and so that way you're always overlapping just by a little bit.
Okay.
So it's kind of like you're on one step, and you've also got another step ready to go. There you go. How about that? Follow through. Don't quit.
I think we completed. Right?
I think we completed our completion podcast. So there you go.
All right. Everybody, thank you for joining us. You will see us again. The bad pennies always come back.
We're like bad pennies. That's for sure.
All right.
All right.
Next time.